Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up there and age, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back.
I'm enjoying my backyard as per usual. You know, this is the lifestyle that I could have only ever dreamed of, to be honest, growing up. To now be here and have this beautiful fire going, you know, just enjoying the fruits of my hard work and labor. That fire is hot. It's heating up right now. But, you know, I just can't wait. Real estate, the market itself, everything is a blessing. Everything is working in God's plan. And I can't wait to enjoy it all. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about something that's very important, something that a lot of people have been missing out on, and that is the power of compound interest. Einstein calls it the eighth wonder of the world. And today we're going to dive deep into why I am a dividend stock market growth investor and why I also believe in this very, very powerful wealth building tool. So the rule of 72 simply means that if you divide 72 by the percentage of interest that you are making, that will tell you the amount of years it will take your investment to double. So for example, bank rate is a place where you can look at the current rates of the environment, like the interest rates and things like that. But it's also good at really just breaking down certain rules, right? And so the rule of 72 really works real good at 8% because you get a flat number. And what that means is that when you divide 72 by 8, it tells you that if you get 8% every single year, it would take 9 years for your investment to double. That means if you have $100,000 and you get an 8% increase every single year for 9 years, you will have $200,000 in 9 good years, right? And so, you know, the average investor in the stock market makes about a 10% interest rate. And so what does that mean? That means that if you have $100,000 and you only invest at a 10% rate of return, it would take 7.2 years for your investment to double. All right. Now, this is why I am a dividend stock market investor. So let's say we invest in the S&P 500. The S&P 500 owns the top 500 companies in the U.S., right? It has averaged a rate of return of 10% year over year for over a decade. But the power of dividend investing is that your dividends tends to earn you with compound interest a 2% return year over year. So that means with the S&P 500 giving me a 10% return and it also paying a dividend. Now it does have a little bit of an expense ratio, so we're not factoring in the expense ratio. All right. So we're looking at a 12% dividend return. You might want to readjust it for 11% based on the expense ratio, but I'm going to go with 12% because it fits my narrative. It would take 6 years to double my investment. 6 years to double my investment as a dividend stock market investor. So I believe that the first premise was just a 10% return would get you 7.2 years. But when you add dividends to the equation, and that extra 2% interest, you now double your investment in 6 years instead of 7.2, right? So this is how I like to look at things now. If we're going to break this down, let's say you went to college, you're 21 when you graduate. Let's say you are still looking for your purpose. You want to define your purpose. And you finally find your purpose at the ripe age of, I don't know, let's say 35. You are now 35 years old. You have found your purpose. You have found your career job. You found everything that you so desperately wanted. You now make $100,000 a year. And the biggest thing for you now is to invest. All right. At 35 years old, you want to retire at 67 years of age. That means you have 32 years to invest. I just told you that if you're a dividend stock market investor, you get an extra 2% rate of return. If you only average 12% for the next 32 years, that means you should double it every 6 years. Let's do 32. Let's do 6 divided by 32. No, actually, sorry. 32 divided by 6. That's 5 times your money should double. So let's do 10,000 times 2. 20,000, that's the first double. 10,000 times 20,000 times 2, 40,000, that's the second double. Times 2, 80,000, that's the third double. Times 2, 160,000, that's the fourth double. Times 2, 320,000. That's the fifth double. And mind you, that was like 5.3, right? But we're rounding down to 5 doubles. On $10,000 got you $320,000 in 32 years. That means you did not invest any more money since the age of 35. You put $10,000 in and you never put another dime in, and you averaged a 12% return for 32 years. You're 67 years old and you have retired with $320,000 with a $10,000 investment. Now here's another thing that I was actually going to save for another video. And I'm actually going to make another video about it still because I want to. If you invest for 15 years in the stock market, there's a 0% chance that you lose money. Let me say that again. If you invest for 15 years in the stock market, there is a 0% chance that you lose money. So many people are always talking about losing money, the potential of losing money, the potential of not really being able to dictate the outcome of the stock market. The potential of loss is stopping them from ever making the first move. What if I told you that if you invest for 15 years in the stock market, the probability of you losing money is 0? I didn't say to trade. I didn't say become an options trader. I said invest. That means you set it and forget it. You put your money in a company, preferably a blue chip company or ETF like SPY or VOO, and you set it there for 15 years, the probability of you losing money is 0. 0. Like 0. So like I talk to people all the time and I try to let them know, like, start investing. They see the numbers. I show them my profile. I show them my portfolio. I show them everything that it is that you would need in order to be a successful investor, and they still don't do what they're supposed to do. You know, and so a lot of the times I back off because it's not my job to continue to influence you to do right by yourself. You know, I can't continue to influence you to do right by yourself. You have to make the conscious decision to say, you know what, I want this change for me.
I want this change for me. Because everybody can't hold your hand. Everybody can't always be there for you. And so, I noticed that, when people do try to apply pressure, when people do want what's best for you, your best interest, they tend to push just a little bit more than they have to. They tend to do a little bit more than they need to. And people actually tend to do the exact opposite of what it is that you want for them in their life. And so sometimes you just gotta step back, let them make their mistakes, because at the end of the day, all I can do is give you the game. And if you don't want the game, then it's that's on you, baby. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? I gave you the tools, the rule of 72, 15 good years, 32 years of active investment, $10,000, $320,000 is your result. If you want more, invest more. It's as simple as that. Let's just do $1,000 for the sake of it at a 12% return over 32 years. We're going to do 1,000. Double that is 2,000. 2,000 double that, 4,000. 4,000 double that, 8,000. 8,000 double that, 16,000. 16,000 double that, 32,000. You turn $1,000, $32,000 in 32 years. It's insane. That's insane. That's insane. So imagine if you did that for your children. Your child's 1 year old, 5 years old, 6 years old, 10 years old. You start doubling their money, but by the time they're 30, and you say, here, this is your inheritance. Just don't touch it until you're 50. They're set. They're absolutely set. If you can put $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in your child's account and just let it sit there getting a 12% return year over year, every 6 years is doubling for them. They don't even know it yet. The sky is the limit. And so I add to my accounts every 2 weeks, sometimes additional. Every 2 weeks, though. Every 2 weeks, I add to that account. You know why? Because I want limitless amounts of return on my investment. I want more dividends compounding, more interest compounding on a positive side for me, not debt, but assets growing in value, appreciating for me. Doubling I get richer every single week, every single month. And I'm proud to say that. Not many people can speak like that and it actually be true. I got 28 companies that all pay me a dividend, and I add to that every single month. The rule of 72 is applying to all of those companies. I just showed you year to date. Just this year to date, I've made over 18,000. Just this year to date. If I continue to do that for the next 10 years, that's insane. First off, you should be making more every single year based on those projections because you're going to have more money to grow. Right? So if I made 18 to 19,000 this year to date, I should make 22 to 25 next year to date. That would only make sense, right? And so I say all that to say, like, a lot of the times people don't really understand the big picture. They don't really understand what's happening. And by the time they do, it's too late. How many times can I tell you to invest in your future? How many times can I say invest with Festus? I'm not investing for you. I'm just showing you the portfolio. I'm showing you what I like and what I've invested in. And I'm telling you to do your research and figure it out what it is that you believe in, what companies you believe in, what stocks you believe in, what ETFs you believe in. What is their dividends? What is their expense ratio? What is the bad news? What's the good news? What are their projections? How do they intend to grow? Do you see a good future with them long term for the next 32 years? If so, invest for your future long term. and you will have an amazing outcome. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. I myself have 28 companies, not including real estate, that all compounds, and the rules still apply. 72, the rule of 72 still applies. Averaging well over a 12% return, which means my money should double well quicker than 5-6 years. And so when I say, hey, yeah, I'm making more money every day, that's on more than one front. We're not just talking stocks. Real estate too, paying down the principal on the homes, incurring less interest, increasing my net worth, on top of adding to the stock market and all these other things. And so, yes, every single month, that principal pay down is hitting. Every single month, I'm adding more to the stock market. Every single month, the net worth increases. Like, there's not a magic formula to this stuff. It's not a magic pill that you just need to swallow to wake up and say, oh my goodness, this is life-changing. My life can absolutely change. What is holding me back? I'm not here to convince nobody. Like, it only helps you. This is why I started this channel, for real. The reason why I started this channel is to really speak to people who really want to learn. Like, if you really want the information, if you really want the knowledge, if you really want it, comment down below. Let me know, I really want this. I really want this. And we can really start talking about it. I don't want people always texting me on Instagram or Facebook and saying, hey, I need assistance, I need this, I need that. But you're not willing to listen to a 20-minute video of me literally telling you exactly what you need to do to succeed. I'm confused. I am absolutely confused. So, let's get to work. Let's get to work. I know I'm always going to be at work. Every single new year, I have a new resolution of how I'm going to make more money than I did last year. And you know what always comes to fruition? The fact that I made more money than I did last year. It's very, very simple. Very, very simple. So with that being said, what do you feel about the rule of 72? How do you want to apply that to your life? If you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify for podcasters. And I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.